Well, good evening and welcome to our herbal hour here. Today we're going to do part 3. Hello, Rosamite. We're going to go
Hi,
over.
Brenda. Nice to see you.
How are you?
Okay, how are you?
I'm good. Okay, today we're
Good.
going to go over herbs and their uses, part 3. So for new people coming on, we've got quite a few people that have missed 1 and 2. So if you missed 1 and 2 and you're coming on, you can just let me know. I send email out, just let me know and I'll send you the ones that you've missed. So you two already turned in some homework, I saw. And have you seen part 1 and part 2? You have, right?
The very first recording on the class syllabus is not there. It's just PowerPoint.
Oh, I'll have to fix that.
I don't think we did good on the test without a PowerPoint.
Okay, so for those people who have signed up for the class to become certified, everything is online and there's quizzes to take. For those of you just taking the herbal hour, you don't have to worry about it. No quizzes, easy peasy. Okay, so for those of you that are new, I'm Brenda, and I am a naturopath, and I am a certified comprehensive iridology 1, 2, and 3, certified nutritional counselor, and a certified herbalist. There's my information there. So if you want to contact me, there's my phone number and my email. And we are a sanctioned school. We're actually thinking about becoming accredited. So we'll see how that goes and actually start teaching. I haven't told you this. Actually start teaching naturopathy. Ooh, there's only one other school, Trinity. That's the only other one here, well, in the United States. And then also there's one other school, which is Southern Institute. Southern Institute, they're out east. And Trinity. So we'll see. We're talking about it. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. And then if that's the case and we become accredited, then we can do all kinds of things. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, there's my information if you want to reach me. And I appreciate you being here tonight. So thank you for being here, all of those of you that drove here, and also people that are online. I appreciate it. Thank you for spending your time with me. So first thing, as usual, I need to do is go over my disclaimer. Joyful Living Services cannot be held liable for any misuse or malpractice of any techniques taught within this herbal class, nor for any injury, suffering, or distress caused by students undertaking the techniques discussed. All students must accept that they are wholly responsible for their actions relating to the practice of herbs and must adhere to the relevant laws in their country and state of residence. Students are responsible for ensuring that they have appropriate insurance for practicing in their country and state of residence. Joyful Living Services cannot be held responsible for any advice given by students to members of the public. Students must adhere to their local laws regarding the requirement for registration and/or qualification as an herbalist before suggesting supplements or offering nutritional advice. And I want to make sure that everybody knows that there is no recording of this class at all. I noticed that somebody was recording last time, so there's no recording allowed of this class. I'm recording it, and everybody will receive a copy of the recording. So just so you know, there's no recording. Okay, so let's talk about where we left off. So once again, if you missed the first part, there were 2 parts, this is part 3. If you missed part 1 and part 2, just let me know, send me an email, and I will be happy to send you the recordings that you missed so that you can see those. And that was gonna, okay, so here we're talking about rhubarb, and we have all heard about rhubarb pie, right? And people can it and they use it. So the roots and the stalks, you can see the stalks there, the roots and the stalks are what's used. You have to be careful with rhubarb, especially for people that have kidney issues and kidney stones and things like that. You have to be careful, okay? And of course, also shouldn't be used during pregnancy. But rhubarb can be used to eliminate worms. It helps with gallbladder function, has antibiotic properties, helps disorders of the colon, the spleen, and the liver. and it can promote healing of duodenal ulcers. So if you know anybody that has duodenal ulcers, problems like that, good for constipation, malabsorption, and parasitic infection. You can't see the screen. Uh-oh, how come? Can't see the screen?
Hi, Brenda. We can see the screen, but you had the first slide up, your introduction slide, and it didn't change.
Yes.
So that's what we were viewing. There we go. Now we can see
There
it.
we go. Okay, let me know if it doesn't change when I change it, okay?
Thank you.
It should change. I don't know why. Okay. All right, roses. Everybody loves roses. They're so beautiful, right? And what we use is the rose hips, the fruit. So if you leave the roses out and they drop all their leaves, then what's left in the middle is rose hips. Yeah, and so you can use the hips. Okay, this is good for all infections and bladder problems. It's a good source of vitamin C. You know, you can buy rose hips and just use rose hips. It's supposed to be easier to absorb than, you know, taking a vitamin C pill and all that. Rose hip tea is good for diarrhea. Okay, and that helps to eliminate beer from the diet. So if somebody if somebody wants to stop drinking beer and they're addicted, right? Okay, there you go, rose hips.
I recommend people in AA that women's sobriety.
Ah, there you go. You can recommend rose tea. All right.
Does that go for any alcohol or only beer?
For beer, yeah.
Okay.
For beer. Okay. Rosemary. And I didn't bring any plants in tonight. Sorry to show you guys because there really isn't anything new on my property. So I sort of already brought everything in, but rosemary is a really great spice that we use in our spaghetti sauce, right? And so, you know, we use the leaves but it's also, you can plant it. That's another one that you can plant at the base of your trees to help to stop bugs from, you know, attacking your fruit trees. And it is very aromatic. You know, if you crush the leaves or smash the leaves, cut the leaves, you know, it leaves the oil on your skin. It leaves the smell on your skin. And so it is very aromatic. Could help. Yeah. Could help with mosquitoes, can help with good for the water. All right. So helps. Sorry. Good for scalp circulation. Okay. Fights bacteria, relaxes the stomach, stimulates circulation, digestion, acts as an astringent and decongestant. So astringent tightens like lemon, right? And so that helps to remove water from the body, improves circulation to the brain, also helps prevent liver toxicity, and has, you know, and I can't claim any of this, has anti-cancer and anti-tumor properties. Good for headaches, high and low blood pressure, circulatory problems, and menstrual cramps. Okay, makes a good food preservative. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can put it in food like you do bay leaf. But you know, this plant is not toxic like bay leaf. You know, bay leaf, you put it in there, you boil it, and then you take it out, right? So you're not supposed to eat the bay leaf. Rosemary, you don't have to do that. Rosemary, you can leave it in there. So, you know, you buy Italian seasoning and it has basil and oregano and it has rosemary and all that kind of stuff in there. So, yeah, it's non-toxic. Sage. I guess I could have brought some rosemary, some sage. I have that growing at my house. Sage, you use the leaves, and these are perennials, so they keep living, and they will live in the snow. So if you like Italian seasonings like the rosemary and the sage and basil and all of those, you can grow them pretty much. They'll live in 105-degree temperature and they'll live in the snow because I have both at my house. So use the leaves, and this can stimulate the central nervous system and the digestive tract, and has estrogenic effects on the body. It's known to reduce sweating and salivation, good for hot flashes. So that's good for women in menopause, right? And other symptoms of estrogen deficiency, whether in menopause or following a hysterectomy. So anybody that has had a hysterectomy, sage may be beneficial for them. Beneficial for disorders affecting the mouth and the throat, such as tonsillitis. Lots of tonsillitis in high school students, right? And little kids. In tea form, it can be used as a hair rinse to promote shine, especially for dark hair and hair growth. Also used to dry up milk when women wish to stop nursing. So you can make it yourself. You can take the sage, you can make a tea out of it, you can dry it, hang it, you can put it in a paper bag, let it dry in a paper bag, and then take it out and crush it, put it in caps. It can be taken, make capsules out of it. You can make a salve out of it. You can take the leaves and smash them, mix it with some type of a honey or coconut oil and put it on the skin. You can use it in all different kinds of ways. Most of the herbs you can do that. You can make teas and salves and poultices and
Was just curious about how to use that. If we use it in all those different ways.
rhubarb usually is dried. You can dry it and put it in caps. That's usually how we've used it. I mean, you can, I don't know how good it tastes fresh. I know people buy it. Have any of you had it? That's sarsaparilla. Oh, sarsaparilla and rhubarb? Oh, I'm not sure about making root beer with rhubarb. Don't know. There's so many different things that you can do with them. So the question is with the different varieties of like sage, would there be literature for each type of sage? There may be. Yeah, there may be. Yeah. So this is general information here about sage. And of course, it's kind of like reading the back of a can of soup where, you know, or anything that you buy, the first ingredient is the most. So same with this here. Yeah. Yeah. I would expect that the properties is going to be similar. There may be just something a little bit different on each, you know, but otherwise it's going to be very similar. Okay, St. John's wort. St. John's wort. That's the flowers, the leaves, and the stems that are used. And this can help to inhibit viral infections, including HIV and herpes, and good for depression. That's usually why people use St. John's wort, is for depression and nerve pain. So if you know anybody that's depressed, there you go. Okay.
So you get the leaves and it's like also in a bath or make a tea after you dry.
So you can make a tea out of the leaves. You can get the leaves and put them in the cup, and then boil your water, pour the water over the leaves and cover it up and let it sit.
Like after you or dry the leaves, or can you take them like
You
right
don't
off the
have to
stem?
dry the leaves. You can take it fresh.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I just actually bought some at Trader Joe's and then I put it with like other flowers.
Yeah. Yeah. So you don't have to dry them.
Okay.
Okay. And actually, if you don't dry them, then you get the oils.
Okay.
Okay. And so it's gonna be more potent. When you dry the herbs, you're gonna lose a certain amount of the properties. So yeah. Yeah. Well, if you're gonna try it, let me know how it goes.
Okay, yeah, I was getting tea while I'm taking out some good leaves in it.
There you go. Okay, so there's caution here when taken internally in large amounts. It can cause heightened sun sensitivity, especially in fair-skinned people. So you got to be careful. Okay. Also can interfere with the absorption of iron and other minerals. So people with brown eyes, hematogenics, those people tend to have issues with iron already. And so, you know, if they are taking St. John's wort, then they're going to need to check their iron. But yeah, I don't know the answer to that question. Sorry. Yeah. Okay, hopefully did everybody out there in Zoom land see the screen change?
Yeah,
Yes.
'cause,
Yeah? Okay, good. Yay. All right. Sarsaparilla, we were just talking about root beer, right? So sarsaparilla, they used to really use real sarsaparilla to make the drink, right? And sarsaparilla is known as an aphrodisiac for men. Okay, so Damiana, Damiana for women, sarsaparilla for men. And so the roots are what's used. So increases energy, protects against harm from radiation exposure, regulates hormones, has a diuretic properties, useful for frigidity. Okay, there you go. Hives, impotence, infertility, nervous system disorders. It can also be used for PMS and disorders caused by blood impurities. So it can be used for both men and women, but usually, it's used mostly for men. Also called Chinese root and small, I don't know how to say that, spikenard. Spikenard. Okay. All right, sal pimento, we know that for men, that men use that for prostate, okay? Prostate swelling, okay? When men get older, a lot of times they can have swelling of the prostate and they can have trouble urinating. So sal pimento is one of the big ones for that. We use the berries and the seeds. Acts as a diuretic and a urinary antiseptic, stimulates the appetite, inhibits the production of dihydrotestosterone, a hormone that contributes to enlargement of the prostate. There you go. So good for poor appetite and prostate disorders, may also enhance sexual functioning and desire. And supplemental berry extracts have been approved in France and Germany for treatment of benign prostatic hypertrophy. All right. So there you go, saw palmetto. Skull cap, we use the aerial parts, and that has been known to help aid sleep. So if you know anybody's having trouble sleeping, they can try skull cap. It can improve circulation and strengthen the heart muscle, good for anxiety. So if anxiety is causing sleep issues, that would be perfect, right? Fatigue, cardiovascular disease, headache, hyperactivity, nervous disorders, and rheumatism. Relieves muscle cramps, pain, spasm, and stress. Useful in treating barbiturate. There you go. You had a question about drugs. Barbiturate addiction and drug withdrawal. Did you have the question or? Okay.
I think where I'm gonna go with this too would be also to help with
For people that are coming off of things.
Detox. There's a
Detox. Yeah. So there you go. Useful in treating barbiturate addiction and drug withdrawal. Okay. I would expect it would take a lot.
Yeah.
It would take a lot. Sprinkle it in their salad. Yeah, right. Well, it's pretty. Look at the flowers. You can put the flowers in their salad, right?
If they want to eat.
Yeah, if they want to eat, exactly. Slippery elm, we know that is for the bowels. That's for inflammation, any kind of inflammation in the bowels. Slippery elm tea kind of has a dirty sweet flavor. But boy, does it help with any kind of IBS or inflammatory issues with the bowel. Okay, inner bark is used, soothes inflamed mucous membranes of the bowel, stomach, and urinary tract. Good for diarrhea, ulcers, and for treatment of colds, flu, and sore throat. Also called moose elm and red elm. Okay, but slippery elm is really known for any kind of bowel issues.
On different herbs that we're going over for to give people, is it safe to assume that they can be done in all of the things, like a poultice, olive, tea, aromatic, or is each one different?
You're not going to use, so the question is it safe to assume that each herb can be used in all the different ways, like a poultice, a salve, essential oil, and so on, tea, and so on? No, I don't think all of them. So, Right. After this class, after the next class, we start getting into the systems of the body too. And so that'll be good because then you learn which herbs are good for which systems, the digestive system, the elimination system, and how to use those things.
Oh.
Yeah. So that'll be helpful as well. Because right now this is still kind of an overview, kind of giving you an overview, the different kinds, some of the different herbs and what they're used for. And what parts, because really that's the important part, so for instance, if you go buy sarsaparilla at the store to use, and you look at the label, you want to look for sarsaparilla root. That's what you want to use. If it has the leaves, it's not going to work as well. You're not going to get as good results with the leaf as you would the root. Okay, so it's good to know which parts of the herbs to use. Okay, squaw vine, use the leaves and the stems, and this has been known to help relieve pelvic congestion, soothe the nervous system, good for menstrual cramps and preparation for childbirth. Okay, so I would not use this in early term pregnancy. All right, so you might want to put that over there on the right hand side. Caution, don't use in early pregnancy since it helps with preparation for childbirth. A lot of these things you can use at 5 weeks, kind of to start preparing the body, but you want to make sure that it's safe. Stuma, we use the bark, the berries, the leaves, and the roots. And this is something good for anemia, okay, combats anemia. So if you've got somebody taking something that can lower iron, then they can use Suma to counteract that. Fatigue and stress. Acts as an immune system booster, may help to, there again, I can't make any claims, can help to prevent cancer. Same here, AIDS, cancer, none of those things we can't claim. Liver disease, high blood pressure, weakened immune system. So what I suggest is that if you're going to suggest herbs or you're going to take the herbs, that you do some kind of testing, either muscle testing or some kind of testing with a device to find out what will work for that person. Okay, because there's so many different herbs that you can use for so many different, different ailments and so many different reasons. So, how would you know? Should I use slippery elm or should I use aloe vera? Well, which is best? They'll probably both be fine, but how do you know which one is the best? So there's all kinds of testing that you can do to figure out which is best for which. So this is also sometimes referred to as Brazilian ginseng. And research in Japan has shown that, Fathic acid is capable of inhibiting certain types of cancer. Hey, tea tree. Everybody's heard of tea tree oil, right? It's good for candida and it's good for yeast. And if, people have yeast on their toenails, right? And they have problems with cuts and infections and things like that. Tea tree oil is great. Okay, so it's the essential oil. Good for disinfecting wounds and healing virtually all skin conditions, including acne, athlete's foot, cuts and scrapes, fungal infections, herpes outbreaks, insect and spider bites. It's got them all listed here. Scabies, vaginitis, warts. Can be added to water and used as a gargle for colds and sore throats or as a douche for yeast infections. Ringworm on cats. All right, there you go. Oh yeah, well, if there's already a problem with mucous membranes, then that's not such a good idea, right? You're going to have to dilute it with just a drop, dilute it way, way, way down, or use something else, Just a very few small drops, yeah. Yeah, that would not be funny. So if there's yeah, if there's yeast, well, I'll tell you, if somebody has a yeast infection, you can use vinegar. Now, vinegar may still burn her. So we're talking here, it's still diluted. We're talking here about a woman that had a yeast infections and irritated mucous membranes, and then of course she used the tea tree oil, and then that burned her. So it would have to be very, very dilute. Now, the other thing that can be done is like apple cider vinegar. And usually it's a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar to a douche bag. And then, and what that does is that changes the environment so the yeast can't live. But there again, you have to be careful with that too, because that can dry. And so people have to be careful. Okay, so caution here with tea tree. If irritation occurs with topical use, use should be discontinued, or the tea tree oil diluted, there you go, with distilled water, or with primrose or vitamin E oil. Not recommended for internal use except under the careful supervision of a healthcare professional.
Maybe she put it on Gillette.
So, you know, she could douche with podarco. You can make a podarco tea, right? Because podarco is for yeast and candida. And then, but the issue is, how is she getting the yeast infection? You know, there's multiple ways, and antibiotics, is it passing from partner to partner? Is it, you know, does she have it in her body, or is it just vaginal? You know, I mean, there's lots of questions there, right? Find the cause. In each case, you always want to find the cause. Okay, thyme. There's another Italian herb, right, that can be used for in foods and can be used on fish. A lot of people put it on fish. We use the berries, the flowers, and the leaves. We just use the leaves at our house. It can be used, you see here, eliminates gas and reduces fever. Headache and mucus, has strong antiseptic properties. Anything that has a very, very strong smell like that, okay, can be used for that. Lowers cholesterol levels. You're going to have to use a lot of it to lower cholesterol. Good for croup. And that would be great for little kids. My son used to have croup. Good for croup and other respiratory problems. So that would be good as an essential oil, right? To put in the little diffuser and put into the air. And we used to actually put that eucalyptus in the air, and that would get rid of the croup and other respiratory problems. And for fever, headache, and liver disease, eliminates scalp itching and flaking caused by candidiasis. But there again, you've got to figure out what the cause of the candidiasis is. Is the person on antibiotics? Are they eating a lot of sugar? You know, is it passed from partner to partner? You know, what's causing the problem with the candida? Is there parasites involved? You know, I mean, because that's this vicious cycle going around and around. Okay, turmeric. We know turmeric is for inflammation, right? Turmeric, also known as curcumin. Okay, curcumin, however you pronounce it. Okay, we use the rhizomes, and this helps to protect the liver against many toxins, inhibits platelet aggregation. So if you know somebody that has problems with platelets, lowers cholesterol, has antibiotic, anti-cancer, anti-inflammatory, and antioxidant properties. But what we really know turmeric for is for inflammation, okay? Reducing inflammation. That's like, you think of ginger, right? Think of ginger, that's the rhizomes. Or think of an iris when you pull it out of the ground, that's the rhizome. So you can see it there, yeah. Okay, used as a seasoning and the main ingredient of curry. Should not be used in large quantities. Okay, so yeah. Okay, uva ursi. Uva ursi. If you know anybody with gout, uva ursi. Uva ursi and safflowers. There you go. That is amazing for gout. So if you know anybody that, you know, you're seeing them limping and their foot and their ankles all swelled up, and you ask them what's wrong, and they say, I've got gout. You go, I learned something in class. Uva ursi and safflowers together. I have had 2 people with gout, and one lady was on medicine, and she had gout, and she took those 2 things, boom, gone. off the medicine. And then my mechanic, one day when I went to my mechanics and he's limping, he's got a with cane, he's a young guy, right? I go, what's wrong with you? And he goes, I have gout. And I go, ooh, I'm an herbalist. I go, would you like to know what to do? And he's like, well, my wife has me taking all this stuff from the health food store and nothing's working. And I said, are you taking uva ursi? And he goes, what's that? No. I go, are you taking safflowers? No. I go get them. So he had his wife go get them and took them. And then when I went and picked up my car, he wasn't limping. He didn't have a cane and his foot wasn't all swollen. I go, how's the gout? He goes, better. It's like, all right. Safflowers. Yeah. Learned that one a long time ago. Okay. So acts as a diuretic and strengthens the heart muscle, helps disorders, the spleen, the liver, the pancreas, small intestines, useful for bladder and kidney infections. You know, we use it to eliminate uric acid from the body. Okay. We use it to eliminate uric acid. Diabetes and prostate disorders. The thing with uva ursi, if you look it up online, they tell you not to take it for a long time. So it's not meant to be taken in large doses for a long period of time. So you might want to write that there. Also called bearberry. But uva ursi is it's very useful when you're helping somebody eliminate uric acid, changing their pH, helping them with gout, things like that. Valerian, well, we know that helps you to relax and to sleep. If you have somebody who wakes up in the middle of the night and can't go back to sleep, you make a tincture with valerian or get a tincture with valerian root, have them put the tincture under the tongue. Usually in an hour, they'll be asleep. Okay. So it's the rhizomes and the roots that are used. It's the improves circulation and acts as a sedative. That's really what it's good for, is just helping you relax. Gives you nightmares. Oh, then you don't want to use it if it gives you nightmares. That's not good. Oh, it would be fine if it made you dream in many colors, but not nightmares. That would not be good. Vivid dreams would be okay, but not nightmares. Yeah. Okay. You don't get any valerian. Okay. So, reduces mucus from colds, good for anxiety, fatigue, high blood pressure, insomnia, IBS, menstrual cramps, muscle cramps, nervousness, pain, spasms, stress, and ulcers. Okay, so maybe the ulcers are caused by the stress. So the valerian would be helpful, right? And it is water soluble. So that means that your body doesn't hold on to it. Okay, it's eliminated through the kidneys and the bowel. To bathe in valerian. Now, if you bathe in valerian, do you get nightmares? No. Okay, so it's only if you take it. So it relaxes you in the bath, but not if you take it by mouth. Interesting. What did you say?
But water on the bed, and it helps with nightmares. Because I was having night terrors where it felt like I was being pushed down, and a coworker was in me, and she's like, "Oh, we put water under the bed," and it was happening for months. And then
Cold water, hot water,
water
with herbs in it.
Stop anything.
So if you have night terrors or nightmares, you put water under your bed in a bowl.
And for a month of having these nightmares where something was pushing me down, you know, and waking up. For sleep paralysis. And then the girl told me to do that, and then I did it, and then stopped.
Wow. So,
the energy,
but you don't know.
Water conduit too.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
just as you said with the bath.
water under the bed in a bowl when somebody has night terrors.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. Okay, white oak. White oak, we use the bark, and that is excellent for hemorrhoids. Excellent for him. And there it is right there. Excellent for hemorrhoids. You know what else is good for hemorrhoids? Potato. Take just a russet potato and cut it into a potato chip. Yeah, stick a potato up your butt. Exactly. Of course, now this is on recording, you know. It's your fault. No, they can't see your face, but I'm going to tell them who you are. So, okay. You can't have fun while you do it, right? All right. So you take just a russet potato and cut it into like a French fry, and then that can be inserted. and that draws. I am not going to repeat that. Oh my God, these guys here. Okay. Trisha asked like safflower oil or a dried herb. It'd be a dried herb for the gout if you're asking about gout. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so let's get serious here on the white oak bark, people. Okay, then. It's yeah. Same. You put it in. Yeah. Oh, I put the potato. Yeah. Yeah, I wouldn't be scratching the inside of the nose with white oak bark. No, but you know what you can do if you have, yeah, you can make a poultice out of white oak. So if you have a capsule of white oak bark, you can open it up, put it on a, on a plate and mix it with like some kind of an oil, some kind of a thickening agent, something. I was going to say honey, but I wouldn't use honey. And then you can put it in, but usually with nosebleeds, that's because those little teeny little capillaries are breaking. Soak the bark and put it in a neti pot. You can try it. Let me know if it works. You can try it. Yeah, this is your child, and you know how to stop the nosebleeds. So what you might want to do is use like a cotton swab and put some coconut oil up there, because that's usually what's causing nosebleeds is when it dries up there. So you want to keep it moist. I mean, of course they say Vaseline and nobody wants to use Vaseline. So, but yeah, so you can put a little diffuser in there, keep it moist. You can put a little bit of coconut oil on a swab and just put that up there if she'll let you, or if she'll do it. She'll do that. Yeah. If you keep it so it doesn't dry out. Okay. Let's see. As an antiseptic, good for skin wounds, good for bee stings, burns, diarrhea, nosebleeds, poison ivy, and varicose veins. Yes, it also shrinks. White oak bark has been known to shrink, so those varicose veins. Also good for, you could take the white oak bark and it's very bitter. You'd have to camouflage it, but you could put it, like if you're gonna make a little smoothie for her, you can put it in a smoothie. It's bitter. So you just use just a teeny bit, and you can put it in there and camouflage it, or put it in soup or some way to camouflage it, and then you can get it in. Also good for the teeth, can be used in enemas and douches. Excellent for hemorrhoids. Okay. Okay, wild yam. Wild yam, we know wild yam for women, right? For hormones. Okay, we use the rhizomes, relaxes muscle spasms, reduces inflammation, promotes perspiration. That would have been good for my mom when I was growing up, because my mom doesn't sweat. She still doesn't sweat. She would just get really red. Her face would just get really red and she wouldn't sweat. She was lucky.
I excessively sweat extremely fast, easily, and it's just.
Yeah, you just sweat a lot.
Everyone else.
Right, but sweating is a way of detox too. And so it's good that you're sweating, because that helps you detox, unless it's annoying, right? But for somebody that doesn't sweat, then their skin isn't perspiring. You have to open all that up, right? Of course, I was little. I was a kid, so.
It undermines that. I'm
Sure.
trying to, that my body needs to.
It could be, yeah. Contains compounds similar to the hormone progesterone. Good for gallbladder disorders, hypoglycemia, kidney stones, and many female disorders, including PMS and menopause-related symptoms. Many yam-based products are extracted from plants treated with fertilizers and pesticides, which is bad, which may end up in the final products. The selection, cleansing, and processing of the raw materials is very important. So be careful, in other words, when you buy wild yam, that the company that you buy it from is reputable and does a good job testing their products. Willow bark. Willow bark relieves pain, good for headache, backache, nerve pain, toothache, injuries. You know, if you get a toothache, you can always make a poultice. You know, you get a toothache or your gum, you can use podarco. That works really good for any inflammation of the gum. Silver, any of those kinds of things. Willow, you can make a poultice. You can mix it with honey, put it right on there, and that works really well. May interfere with with absorption of iron as well. Quite a few of those, okay, and other minerals when taken internally. So you've got to watch that and might need to supplement with minerals. Wintergreen, we use the leaves, the roots, and the stems. This is also great for pain, inflammation, arthritis, headache, toothache, muscle pain, and rheumatic complaints. So a lot of these, you know, if you work with a company, you know, an herbal company, a lot of the companies will already combine the different herbs that work for the different issues, right? And then they'll label it arthritis combination or joint combination. So you don't have to do the work unless you're going to create your own line. If you're going to create your own line, then you've got to know what works together. You know, what you don't want to use a mucilant with a astringent, you know, or you know, something that detoxes with, you know, with something that counters it. So, okay. Oil distilled from the leaves is used in perfumes and as a flavoring. We know wintergreen, right? Like wintergreen gum. Yeah. Leaves, roots, and stems. Don't eat the berries. Leave it for the birds. Yeah. Witch hazel. Okay. The bark, the leaves, and the twigs. Applied topically, has astringent healing properties and relieves itching. There again, good for hemorrhoids and phlebitis. Very useful in skincare. Okay, very useful in skincare. What is phlebitis? Who knows what phlebitis is? Itis. Itis is her inflammation. Okay, wood betony. Wood betony, we use the leaves. This stimulates the heart and relaxes the muscles. Good for cardiovascular disorders, hyperactivity, and neuritis. Okay, so kidneys, inflammation of the kidneys, hyperactivity in children or adults. Okay, also called betony. Wormwood, we use the leaves and the tops, and this acts as a mild sedative. It can be used for worms, expelling worms, increases stomach acidity, which is really good for people that have underacid stomachs that can't break down their foods, and lowers fever, useful for vascular disorders, including migraines, and for intestinal parasites. Oh, there you go. Yeah, that's right, you know. Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
We should have all known that. Yeah, itis is always inflammation. Okay, so often used with black walnut for removal of parasites. So if you've been told you have parasites, you want to use bitters, right? So black walnut, pumpkin, cascara. Oh my goodness, there's so many bitters, lots of bitter herbs, and those all help the liver and the spleen to detox. Oh, should not be used during pregnancy as it can cause spontaneous abortion. Don't want to do that. Not recommended for long-term use as it can be habit forming. Don't want to do that either.
So you said it was for underactivity, for stomach acid. So
Right. See, you're in iridology. Yeah.
for the darker around the pupillary border.
Exactly. And I have a lot of iridology students taking this little class, this herb class. So Alicia just picked that up. So where it says here, increases stomach acidity. And so she said, well, in iridology, then that would be for somebody that has an under acid stomach, which would be the dark around in the stomach zone, right? Very good. Okay, so for those people that are doing iridology and studying iridology, then there you go. Wormwood would be a good one for that. Okay, yarrow. Yarrow, we use the berries and the leaves, and this has a healing effect on the mucous membranes, reduces inflammation, improves blood clotting. So if you have somebody who has problems bleeding, right, increases perspiration. There's another one, increasing perspiration. Good diuretic, useful for fever, inflammatory disorders, colitis, viral infections. Helps to alleviate bleeding problems. Yeah, if you've got yarrow, the best thing is put cayenne on it, right? If you get a cut, the best thing is to put the red pepper on it. It burn like heck, but it'll stop the bleeding. Right? Yeah, we've done that. Also called soldier's herb. So caution interferes, there you go, with the absorption of iron. There's another one, and other minerals. So maybe what you want to do is make a tincture with all the herbs that interfere with the absorption of iron and put it over there in the corner and don't give it to anybody. Okay. Yellow dock. We know yellow dock helps detox. Okay. Leaves and roots. Acts, there you go. Acts as a blood purifier and cleanser. It's really good for spleen. Okay, you can write that on there, spleen, yellow dock. Tones the entire system, improves colon liver function, good for anemia. Okay, so that's the opposite. It helps with iron. Liver disease, skin disorders such as eczema, hives, psoriasis, and rashes. Combined with sarsaparilla, makes a tea for chronic skin disorders.
Is this also on the burdock family?
Well, it's detoxes. So burdock, yellow dock, they all, they detox. Also, yeah, and then this is also called curl dock and sad dock. So we've got yellow dock, burdock, curl dock, sad dock. I imagine they're all in the same family. Okay. Because they all, you're looking, I don't know about curl dock and sad dock, but yellow dock and burdock, they're both bitters. Okay. Okay, yerba mate, we use all the parts. And this is great for cleaning the blood, controlling appetite. So if you have somebody that has a trouble stopping eating, controlling appetite, fights aging. Wouldn't we all like to fight aging? Now we could be millionaires. Let's just go ahead and start capsulating yerba mate. What we resist persists. Don't fight it, just go with it. Yeah, okay. Fights aging, stimulates the mind. Now there you go. That would be good. Stimulates the mind, stimulates the production of cortisone, tones the nervous system, believed to enhance the healing powers of other herbs. So it would also be if it enhances the healing power of other herbs, it may be a catalyst, useful for allergies, constipation, inflammatory bowel disorders. Joints. Cortisol and cortisone are two different things. Yeah, cortisol is a stress hormone that's produced under stress that stops you from losing weight, right? And then cortisone is what you have your adrenals produce that helps you for your joints. You work in a hospital, you know all this stuff already, right?
No, not really.
You know?
Not
Come on.
not all.
No, but a lot of it, yeah.
I mean, there's a lot that's been said that I'm like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, okay. So you're learning. All right, good. Okay. Also called mate, Paraguay tea, and South American holly. Okay, so you two are in the class to get certified. You're going to be tested on every single one of these, and you can't look at your notes. See, she knows me. I'm teasing. Okay. Yohimbi. Good. After you study all this, and you can teach me. Okay.
Yeah, so take this, look at all.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah. Going to the nursery. That's a good idea. And
You
make-
wanna work there? Yeah, we have tea, a little tea bar at this place in the shop.
so Stephen Horn, he was the master herbalist of Nature Sunshine for years. And he's still in Utah, but he's no longer the master herbalist for Nature Sunshine. And he used to do herb classes, and they were live herb classes, and he'd take you out and do herb walks. And I always wanted to go, and I never went. Now he's got his own business now. I don't know. He has Tree of Light now. And I don't know if he still does those, but I've always thought how cool it'd be to, of course, that's in Utah. It's not going to tell us about the plants here, right? But it would still be interesting to do that.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh, that's neat. Yeah. Yeah. So if,
Yeah, I wonder if you have to place in it somewhere that we did native plants and they showed us and gave us a printout similar to this. They had like all the.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
I'll find out.
if any of you have a chance to do an herb walk, that would be great, learn your native plants. And just know that next to anything that is dangerous for you, anything that's dangerous, there's always going to be the cure next to it, right? They always say, whatever, if there's a plant that's going to harm you, next to it's going to be a plant that heals you.
Oh,
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
So there's, harm you, there's a plant that, so it's like the antidote and the poison next to you.
Exactly. So
Oh, okay, so.
so we have tons of poison oak on our property, and then we have lots of manzanita on our property. Manzanita, it grows like crazy. It's a big fire hazard. Tricia says, I do lots of foraging. I've been harvesting elderberries and green walnuts for the last 2 days. Awesome. Awesome. We have acorns. A certain time of year, we got all the oak trees on our property. And at certain times of year, the acorns just fall like crazy. And when my daughter was in 3rd grade, she had a teacher who taught them how to make cookies out of almonds. So the whole thing, you soak them and smash them and dry them, make a flour and do the whole thing. She did all that with them. Yeah, I actually have the recipe. She handed out the recipe. Yeah. So it's nice living up in the mountains, right? You can do stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, she did a really good job.
Remember the name of the place where we went, and they have different events, and it's like called Wakamatsu Farms, and it was a place where it had the first like Japanese soldiers who came and landed.
Was that here?
It was in near this area.
Oh, this
Very
area.
close. I'll find it.
Okay, yohimbe bark. Let's see, hormone stimulant, increases libido and blood flow to erectile tissue. Okay, may increase testosterone levels. So definitely beneficial to men. Can be purchased in health food stores, but is also available by prescription. Caution, may induce anxiety, well, we don't want that, panic attacks, and hallucinations in some people. May also cause elevated blood pressure and heart rate, headache, dizziness, and skin flushing. Should not be used by women or by persons with kidney disease or psychological disorders. So, you would definitely have to screen people. That's a rough one. Okay. Yucca. All right, we know yucca. Okay, I'm going to use the roots. Okay, acts as a blood purifier, beneficial in treatment of arthritis, osteoporosis, and inflammatory disorders. And it is routinely prescribed for arthritis in some clinics, can be cut up in water. So there's a recipe here, 1 cup of yucca, 2 cups of water, and used as a soap or shampoo substitute, can also be added to shampoo. Yucca is a good French fry substitute.
Yeah.
I've never had yucca fries. Wow. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Nice. Okay, you guys are making me hungry. We just had dinner. I know, but that sounds good. Yucca, does yucca fries sound good?
I think it's dessert. Yeah, you can do dessert with Coke.
Okay, I'm going to dinner with you next time. All right. Okay, so the next class, I've got two classes scheduled in October, so we can move this class a little faster. I have had requests to move it a little faster, so we'll see. October 11th, we're going to talk about the action of herbs. And then October 25th, we'll start on the systems. So we'll go digestive system, elimination system, intestinal system, glandular, structural, circulatory, immune, so on and so on and so on, all the systems, okay? And so once again, if you missed the other classes that I've already given, please send me an email and I'll send you the links to those. They're all free. If you want to sign up for the class to become a certified herbal counselor, you can do that with me on the phone or on email, or you can go to that link and sign up. And we do have payment plans. And it is approved by the Board of Registered Nursing. So it does have approval if you're interested. Okay. So let me stop the share. And hi, Donna. See if any, and Meryl's here. Hi, Meryl. See if anybody has questions, comments.
Hello, everybody.
Long time.
I know. I was so excited to see you again today. I'm going to keep taking this.
Where are you? I can't see you.
I know. I'm making dinner and kind of walking around. So you'll see me next time.
Okay. All right. Any comments, questions?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I hope everybody has a good evening, and I will see you
so much.
again next time.
See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Brenda. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Brenda. Bye.
Bye.